The views and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the host and guest and do not reflect the opinions or policies of the station, its owners, or its advertisers. All content should be considered editorial in nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Recorded live from the radio studios of WFAY and WMRV, Androlonis Media presents Cumberland County's smartest hour of talk radio.
Everyone, good morning and welcome to the Carolina Cabinet. I'm Peter Pappas. I'll be your host this evening, whenever you're watching. Right now. We are proud to be the only homegrown conservative talk radio show in the region, and we know this is the smartest hour of radio. Our job is to give a voice of the conservatives of Fayetteville, Cumberland County, and beyond. This evening, I welcome Pastor Joshua Goodman and Mrs. Laura Musler.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody. And special guest, Dr. Antonio Jones, running for District 3 City Council with the Flourish. So we're going to dive into our show. We appreciate you tuning in and spending time with us this morning. So don't go far. We'll be right back.
Weather, sports, and common sense talk in the morning. Grab another cup of coffee and settle in for more of the Carolina Cabinet, Eastern North Carolina's sexiest conservative talk show.
I like the way he said it.
Sexiest.
I mean,
Ooh.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this motley group we got up in here this evening. So,
Try again.
So we are live streaming tonight with our producer Jim over here on the corner.
Jim.
I'm not going to move that way because my camera might follow me over there like it did last time. So, Antonio, welcome. I've known you for a while. We're both realtors.
Yes.
You certainly stay busy. I read your website for your campaign. I'm like, man, I didn't know he did all this.
Oh, wow.
But you stay rather busy. But we have we just spoke to Grilly Mitchell that's running for Hope Mills Commissioner.
Okay.
We wanted to get him out of here so he could go to a commission meeting, I think. So, but we have a little thing we do. We just go around the room and say, hey, what you been up to the last week? So, Laura, I'm going to start with you.
Well, we have my new segment that
We do have your new segment, Laura on the Loose.
Laura on the Loose.
Yes.
It's so much fun. I had so much fun doing it, and I cannot wait to start back up tomorrow and hit all the voter lines.
Written and hosted by Laura and produced by me.
Yes.
That's pretty much. Yep.
We need to pick you some new intro music, though,
Yes, I don't like
because
that.
every
music.
hero needs their own theme music.
That's exactly
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
I'll come up with something.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember a movie, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
Yeah.
Back
Well,
from the 80s. Do you remember that movie with the Wayans?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Bernie
know.
Casey's like, every hero needs,
Yes.
he's got the turntables
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah.
I'd like something a little upbeat, but not because I'm not trying to get people. It's just fun to see
No,
how
it was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how uninformed and uneducated we are, or how much we forgot
Yes.
Mhm.
since 5th and 8th grade. Because I'm asking.
You
5th
promised those
and
were
8th
5th
grade.
and 8th grade
I
questions?
swear to goodness.
I didn't. I felt kind of triggered when you
No.
asked me.
Well, at Prager University has
know.
some fantastic stuff to
Okay.
pull down, and I was like, "Yes, this is exactly
This is
what I want."
Ta-da, watch.
Okay.
I took a test of 100 questions, and I got 79%. So I didn't
Okay.
even get them all
Yeah.
right, but I got 11
I'm
wrong.
gonna get.
I would be
100.
21 wrong.
afraid of what I get.
Give me that test. I'm gonna make 100.
I bet you 25 cents you won't.
Well, I got a quarter.
Some of them are
So-
high, where we're like, I don't even know that. I don't know.
What is that? I don't understand.
Right. Like, what year was the Constitution signed? Do you know?
It was
Oh,
1778, I think, or 1781.
80?
Wait. Don't tell me. I know. So it would be what, 1789?
Nope. 87.
87.
Yeah. See, I didn't get that right either. I was like, I
Maybe
don't
the
know.
last signature was 87.
Does it matter?
I don't
I'm
know.
just
Yeah, when it
saying.
was
Well,
signed.
because they went. I mean, it was something. It was not just like, oh, here.
Let me
Well, it had to
double
be-
check.
it
had
this
to be
right now.
ratified.
It had to be
Right.
and it,
Yeah.
it took a long. Yeah, I knew it was like 10 years or
Horse
something.
and buggies.
Yep.
It wasn't FedEx back then.
1787.
87.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, Josh, what you been up to this week?
Man, oh man.
I mean, you've been celebrating
I've been-
birthdays
I've
and
been
everything. And
celebrating.
you missed the cabinet for a week. You missed a lot, my friend.
bro,
Right?
What a week for me to
Right?
miss. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh
right?
my goodness sake.
We had some entertainment.
Yeah. So yeah, my daughter turned 24,
Okay.
and that was just a couple days ago, and got to celebrate that on Sunday with her, and just have a great time.
Okay.
And then my youngest son turned 16, and that was an extravaganza because my oldest son came out from California, went to the beach, went surfing,
Mhm.
cooked,
So you
ate
had-
And he got a
lots.
car for his birthday?
No. He got to go surfing for his birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He got to go surfing.
Well, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he got a lot of good seafood, and
There you go.
it was
That'll work.
we had a good time.
Well, I actually was on another podcast last Monday or Tuesday. There's a young man named Jackson Roble.
Mm-hmm.
He is in the Triad area, I believe, and he just does like 15-minute like Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
He goes around, looks for business owners and stuff like that. So it was just fun. He's just a young guy. He's very energetic.
Yeah.
And we just talked about our business, my family business, and stuff that I do in the community.
Cool.
So he's a very energetic young man. We're gonna I'll tag him. He'll tag me. All that social media stuff.
Tag stuff.
We did have a GOP executive committee meeting on Thursday.
Did we really?
It was fun. I've told people, at least my Republican girls, they'll throw down. But,
so I actually met with Heather earlier that day, which was great to see her. And she was like, "Hey, you need to pray about the GOP meeting. It's going to be interesting tonight."
Mm-hmm.
And I guess maybe it was.
Well, the Lord came through and delivers in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
I think so. But I don't want to really get in. We can't really talk about it much. But we have some very passionate people in the GOP. Passion does not equal intelligence, but we're just going to leave it there. Secondly, on Friday, I took my mom to early voting.
Oh.
So, it was like, come on, Mom, let's go early votes, get it out of the way. But we were in and out in like 5 minutes.
Oh, nice.
I mean, because you had a whole two things on the ballot. You have mayor and you have whatever district you live in. That's it. So, tomorrow, being the 7th is the actual election day. So
Primary
all of you
day.
listening or watching, you can go to your actual precinct where you normally vote.
Go vote.
I think the Board of Elections is closed tomorrow.
That's correct.
So, where we were early voting is closed, but then you can go to your home precincts.
Yep.
And do you have a primary?
I do not.
You don't. Okay.
However, I will be out there.
You will be out there.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I love
Good man.
engaging. So yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We got to catch up with him and ask him some 8th grade questions.
Oh, we absolutely.
Oh,
Let me tell you something.
Go home tonight and study.
The doctor is in, so he's gonna answer those questions.
my
So,
gosh.
well, so Antonio, you got a family and all. I mean, so what have you been up to the last week or two?
Wow. Restaining a fence.
He's standing
There
a
you go.
fence.
And I say that with enthusiasm because I was, oh my gosh, dreading it. But I told my wife I would finish. So I stained the fence.
Okay. All right.
And I spent some time praying over my Dallas Cowboys that they would win and
They
Carolina
need it, brother.
Panthers. And
They
somebody heard me. They
Yeah.
gotta win.
yeah. The Panthers got to win, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think Dallas did. Dallas didn't.
We did.
Did Dallas?
We actually did. Dak played pretty well, and I think this is his last hurrah. So he better put up, or he's gonna get put out.
Yeah, get it done. Get it done. There is not, in 5 weeks, I think we're at, there's not a team that has won every game.
Okay.
There's no teams that are 5-0. Every team.
You're speaking Greek to me. I don't
Yeah.
follow none of this.
All the teams have lost.
This here
If
is
they
my,
were
this
speaking
here's my
Greek, you
football
would
team.
understand it.
I would understand the cuss words.
Yeah.
But this here is my Super Bowl.
Yeah,
This is what I love.
Yeah, just
I'm a
because.
gladiator in this ring.
And I heard they got Bad Bunny coming in for the.
Well, who is that?
I don't know.
I mean,
He doesn't speak English. Or,
is the
not very
NFL
well. He's
trying to say, "Hey, let me screw this"? Because I mean, he's not. I've seen a lot of back chatter. I've never heard the guy. I don't know what he does.
No, I've never heard any of his music, so I don't know. But it's weird that I hadn't heard because I love music, and I'm not accustomed.
I don't know.
to any
It
stuff,
just seems like the NFL's working very hard to not be in touch with their main fan.
Yeah,
maybe they know something I don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe
They lost
might.
me. I can tell you that several years ago, I used to every year buy whatever Raiders gear was coming out. I was like, heck yeah, new jersey, new shirt, new whatever. Nope.
not anymore.
Not anymore. I haven't spent any money with the NFL in probably about 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, kneeling for the anthem did it for me. So let me ask you something. I was in a meeting within the last couple of weeks, and we did the Pledge of Allegiance, and there was one or two people that had their hands down to their sides. Are they protesting the pledge, or is that just another accepted stance?
So and we run into this, right? If you have a child that goes to school here and maybe their parents are green card holders or whatever, but they're from Haiti as an example, they're here legally, right? But this is not the country of their origin or their birth. Then children can opt out of saying the Pledge of Allegiance, and so can people. And that I don't begrudge them that, because if my country of origin is Haiti, as an example, if that is where my allegiance is, and I'm here legally, that I'm still allowed to not pledge my allegiance to America, because America's not mine.
I'm talking about a grown-up teacher in one of our school systems.
Well, that's probably
a protest.
Yeah,
that's
But at least they didn't kneel.
At least they didn't kneel. I guess
show
half
respect.
measure.
That's all. That's what,
and that
you have the right to not. Whatever.
I was listening to our last episode with Travis Hamed, and we were discussing some posts by our senator.
What a great that was a good.
And it was like, you're right. I was listening to what you were saying about just say condolences and move on.
Right.
Stop interjecting. You don't have to respond to everything.
No.
So just move on.
Yep.
Okay. So Antonio, you painted the fence. What other chores?
Wow. Well, actually, interesting enough, I have a younger brother that was ordained a pastor this week.
Come on now.
My father is 87 years old, and he said it's time. And I often tell him, I said, death is not a succession plan for for anybody.
And unfortunately, most do not work out a succession plan.
Right. So I had the honor of installing him over the weekend. So we have a large family. It's 12 of us.
Wow, you have that many siblings?
Yes.
He's number 10 of
I'm number 10.
Christmas.
I am number 10. So we're extremely close. We're spread out across the United States, but so that was special to me, because my father, again, he's getting up in age. So I try to do what I can to help relieve some things of him. Not that he can't do it, just certain things. He raised 12 children.
Yeah.
Him and my mother, aside from a lot of public assistance. I'm not saying that in any kind of negative way. Just he was a hard worker. He created his own business in construction, roofing, and I saw that model in front of us. So anything I can do to assist him, I'm definitely going to do it. So that's where I got all that work ethic. When you said you're busy, I got it from you.
Honor thy mother and father.
Yeah, and his brother was my health inspector for 20 years. And I didn't make the connection until I ran for office. I'm like, wait a minute, that's your brother?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
because last name Jones. It's like, well, that's like Greek Pappas. We're like Smiths. We're everywhere, right?
Yeah. And that's intentional, because I like to try to at least keep things as separate as I can. But I had fun this weekend, though. I had to engage with most of my brothers and sisters, and so it was amazing. Then I had a wonderful talk with my two younger young men. That to me was important, because I saw, if I can use the scripture, and it says, train up a child in the way that they should go. So just to hear some of the things that they were telling me at their age, they're 24 and 26, I was amazed, because I was like, wow, you really were listening. So what I gathered from that is just they apply it and use it. It just looks different.
Yeah.
And you have to be okay with that, because if you don't, you can push them down a path. I mean, literally push them down a path. And I was just not that parent. I'm still not that parent. So I said, live your life. So just to have those conversations with them, that's phenomenal for me. So
and to have grown children that you can relate to like that.
That is
grown children that want to be with you.
Right.
And why are you looking at me? I got eyes over here from the corner.
But you're right.
My parents want me around more. I have a schedule.
Yeah, your parents want you around.
Right.
More.
And I'm available as long as I schedule it. I sent them a link, like, here, sign up. What time you want me there?
Yeah.
I'll be there. I just got to plan it. That's all.
Oh boy.
I mean,
he zooms in every once in a while.
I do.
Hey, Mom. How are you?
My mom
Via Zoom.
So my mom was in the office this morning, and yesterday I spent like 20 minutes, and I went over. I had my notepad, and I wrote down the tasks I needed to do Monday, because I just needed to sit there and be quiet. You ever have those days? Just so much on you. Yes. It's like, look, stop.
Yep. Let me write it down.
10 things, and I think it was 15, and I did 9 of them so far today. But she came in the office, and I didn't know she was going to be there. And she started asking me. I was like, Mother, I got to do this, and I hate that, because I don't get to see my mom very often. But I gotta push through.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have.
Let me tell you, you only get one mom, though, dude.
Yeah.
I tell my.
Yeah, I know.
It's the way it is.
I do the best I can,
and I've lost both mine. So hang out with your parents, Peter.
I do the best I can, and a lot of times I'm unsupervised, so we're just going to leave it there.
Yeah.
So, Antonio, you've already sat in the seat one time. I think you were appointed when Tisha Waddell resigned.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So that was a shorter term then, right?
It was, but I was able to accomplish a lot of things. I really was. And for me, and I won't take much of your time, for me, it was what do the individual neighborhoods want? And to me, that's where just working in the district, that's where I found a lot of my joy. So let me clarify. I know when you get elected, you're serving all of Fayetteville. I get that. However,
I think somebody watched the show ahead of time.
Yeah.
Like, no, I get this.
I honestly did.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
I see how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't relate to that. I don't. But anyway, that's just my mindset. Is just you cannot forget your district, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm spending a lot of time in my district, so that's what I did then. So I was just finding out what was important to each individual district and tried to do something for them. And every time I've gone to some of these community watch meetings, they reminded me. They was like, "You did a lot in a short period of time," because that's just me. You all. Now, Peter, I know you've engaged with me off and on as well, but I'm very authentic, and sometimes being authentic and being just who you are, people perceive it as being fake. No one can be like I am. I don't have any motives, anything of that nature, and so it's easy for me just to engage with people. And again, that's just who I am. So yes, I did, and I enjoyed that time. I consider myself being a pretty administrative person, so I dig in fairly quickly because one thing I hate is looking incompetent.
You mean you'll read your notes before you show up to the meeting?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Read,
so before we had Grilly Mitchell on earlier, and we were discussing it came up, City of Fayetteville, the vacuum of talent and bench strength we're going to have, because we have 4 seats that are going to have no incumbent. Now, if you run, you're running, you don't have a primary, so we have a good chance of maybe only having 3 seats that don't have any experience sitting in them. So I feel a little bit better now that I've seen you, and it occurred to me that you're going to bring some experience back. That's why I mentioned your previous service. Yeah. You went in on some pretty rough time.
Yes.
And you were appointed in,
yes.
and that was 6 or 9 months, wasn't it?
Yep. About 10 months or so. And it was.
Which is about half of a regular
term.
Yeah. So, I mean, you are experienced.
Yeah. And things, I don't curse, of course, but things hit the fan really quickly.
Stuff hit the fan.
A lot of things just occurred, but you know what? That's where I actually thrive. It didn't sway me or anything. I just again, just my upbringing. I think just seeing my father, how he 11 children, 12 children. Sometimes I know he didn't say this. Did you really want to come home? I mean, I'm being honest. It's like, man, 12 children.
Again,
I'm gonna keep going.
Crazy.
I'm gonna hit 95 and keep going. but I saw him persevere through. So when those things came up, to me, it's just you dig in, and one thing I can say, it did not matter. I'm going to make it. I have a saying. Let me put it like this: you don't have to be right to get it right. So in other words, it's not about me. Yeah. You know what? If I'm doing the right thing at the end of the day, I want to be able to go home and sleep well, and regardless of if it's a election year or not, I'm not swaying which way I go. And I've told people that, and I'm firm on that. If you vote me out, and I mean this in all sincerity, if you have to vote me out, it's fine. I'm not going to stop the work.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what's right. So that I don't have that fear in the back of my head. If I don't say the right thing right now during election season, next term I might not get voted in. So I just don't come with that. To me, it's just I don't think differently. I think I just common sense, which is not so common at times, but
it is not.
But that's just me.
So for our listeners, because there's probably a lot of people, even in District 3, that don't know which district they're in. So what consists of District 3? Where's that?
That is an excellent question. It's fairly spread out. I have some portions of Fort Bragg, and if you come off of the Yatkin Road gate, I'll just take you from there down Yatkin Road, Cottonade area.
Okay.
You will hit Santa Fe, make that left, so it's Jack's Ford. It covers that area, runs into Murchison Road, push down towards downtown. Right, it runs into near Fayetteville State, so it bumps into DJ Hare and actually Councilman Malik Davis's area there. Going back north, it's part of Ramsey Street. all of Country Club, Pamela, Rose Hill Road. So those are the major areas there.
That's a very wide section.
It
of our
is.
city.
It's very wide.
Well, very diverse.
Yes.
I would say, because you talk about Murchison Road up to Country Club.
Yep.
Yes.
The
What's the price range of houses in that area, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the economic difference, it is very wide, very diverse.
It is, and to me, you that's a good point, because sometimes even over this past weekend, I went to certain places, and the first they said, "Are you really out here?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" It was like, "No one comes to see us."
Yeah, and
that was disheartening to me, because regardless of where you fall in that paradigm, you are an individual. You are a person. And so, and I told them with the understanding, hey, I know I'm telling you this, you can trust me. I know I have to earn that, right? But I wanted them to know, because just because you didn't feel seen or heard, I'm telling you this. I'm not taking it personal if you don't believe me because of precedent. I get it. However, I will show you better than I can tell you. It's going to be sincere. So I think that's key. That's key, because again, when I am voting in, I am calling it in. When I'm voting in, I will represent everybody. And you're right. It is it's a diverse district and a very informed district. They want some responses. They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Well, and they deserve it.
Yes.
And what you spoke to, you're showing up in places, people are looking at you like you got two heads. It's like,
yes,
people need to be heard. People just want to be heard sometimes. If there's a lot of stuff on Facebook, people bitching back and forth. If you just answer the phone, if you just call them back or answer that email, I think you'd see a lot of things calm down. I think you're always going to have the keyboard warriors. I mean, they're there to stay, unfortunately, but that's a very important thing, is just being present.
Yeah,
it is.
And listening.
And not just around see, the thing about you, Antonio, is that you show up in the off season. You're involved with 11 siblings, man, you got to be busy in the community doing something. But that is what I say a local elected official should be doing. This question of the 2 to 4 year terms, the reasoning being, they have to learn the office first, and that's why they need more time. But you never stop campaigning as a local elected.
Absolutely.
And the campaign is not a campaign. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You're out there in your neighborhood watches, and I saw City Manager Hewitt. He went with Malik Davis, like conversation with Doug. Like, so there's
the
councilman sponsored times for you to come see the city manager, interface with your government, and if you got a bone to pick, take it.
That's true. That's true. And I have, I will clarify this. My wife is she's getting ready to cringe, but I have a saying about myself: don't let the smooth taste fool you. And that's it. I'm very humble. I'm very meek, but however, I'm not a pushover.
Yeah,
I know when to stand when I need to. I just don't get involved with foolishness and nonsense. I intentionally do that. But I say that because something you said, when I'm out there in the district or the city, is sincere. I'm not out there, and some people say, "Well, I haven't seen you. You need to be seen." And I'm. This is coming from the heart, because I want people to know very sincerely that I hear that. "Oh, I need to see you. I haven't seen you over here." The truth is, I'm using my voice. It may not be in your specific area.
Right.
That's a lot of great people in Fayetteville. They do a lot of great things. But me, again, just the humility I walk in, I fly under the radar, right? As much as I can. I don't have to be known. I don't have to have a title. I'm going to do what I need to do. But when I hear that, it doesn't frustrate me. I'm like,
well, just tell them the phone goes both ways. I mean, give me a call.
Yeah, but even with that, I think for elected officials, and I think even you can attest, both of you all of you probably can attest to this. You just can't be everywhere people want you to be, and so you try to be where you can. So that's not a downfall. It's just a reality that you just cannot be everywhere. But however, one thing my district knew then, and they would know now, I would be there for them. Whatever that looks like at any particular time. But I just wanted to say that because I tell you, when people push, I do push back. Let me. I push back. I'm just very selective. Some battles I just don't fight.
Yeah, not worth it.
It's not worth it. So and it's not. So at the end of the day, you'll see who I am and what I can do.
Excellent, Laura. You look like you're chomping at the bit over there.
I'm not chomping at the bit, but I will say that. So you're going to be attending all of these I guess, what are they called? Neighborhood
Forums
watches
or
and things
watches.
like that. So how are you going to help with the transparency of the city council? Because I find it very difficult to find out how a city council member voted or anything like that, but not just how they voted, but why they voted that way. I want to know why. So do you have any ideas on how to make the city council more transparent?
I do. I did it then, and I'm actually not sitting in that capacity. My mindset going in was place yourself there when you're attending these meetings. So one of the things I promised to them is, and I'm doing it now, I give them updates on certain meetings like work sessions, things, committee meetings, subcommittee meetings. I'll give little blurbs on that because to me, they see the city council meetings. That's part of it. The real work goes on in these work sessions and before that. You'll have some discussion, of course. And so for me, it's just making them aware. And you're absolutely right. If I don't vote away say District 3 wants, I need to tell them why. Give them an explanation, knowing, going in that I won't please everybody. I won't be. There's just some. We're going to hit an impasse at some point in time, and it's fine. However, it does not relieve me of the right to tell you why.
Right,
why I didn't. Right. So you're spot on. So I'm sharing with them, and during these meetings, I'm giving them the opportunities to ask questions. And for me, even now, I've started getting ahead of the game. And what I mean by that, when I attend these work sessions and I see some things that's coming up, I put it before them and say, "Hey, this is what's coming up. What do you think about that?" And you can see that even before I got in office, I held several meetings when the county did their ad valorem valuations. That was a big deal where I set up 2 big community meetings, have the staff come in. One of the commissioners even came in simply because I wanted them to know. Had I known earlier how the process worked as far as how long beforehand it took place, I would have had them long before then. But there wasn't many meetings that you've heard, so I just wanted them to be informed. So those are some of the ways that I would be. And then I'm just responsive. You want to know, text me, ask me. I'm going to tell you. I don't hide behind any vote. I'll let you know why, even because there are going to be times when we simply disagree, and it's fine. But I'm going to hold the line and just let you know. So that is a very good question because that's important. That's what I'm hearing too. Is like, if this is coming up, why? Why is this going on? So, and for me, it's important because I believe in our district, we're going to see a little bit more rezoning. And so I've been jumping ahead of that just with the economic development and things of that nature. So to me, it's not a matter of if they agree or disagree. I just had one on Thursday of a major rezoning, and the area of where they send out the information, the cards, I think it's like 500 feet, 1,000 feet. They didn't know. And so I wanted to present everything to them. Here's public record. Here's this. Here's that. Here's some things you need to be aware of. And they weren't aware. And so I wanted them to know because it's going before council on the 13th. So I think that goes back, Laura, to speak what I spoke on earlier. I'm not going to not do something such as tell my community why I didn't vote a certain way because I'm fearful they won't vote me back in. If that is a consequence of doing the right thing, I'm okay with that because it's really not going to stop the work that I do.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
He ain't scared.
No, ain't scared. And what are a couple of things you'd like to accomplish?
Wow. First, citywide, definitely regain some trust of the community. At this point, I think they're seeing, and this is no doubt for any.
Where do you think the community's lost trust? I like that you're going to build on that, but where do you think they've lost trust?
Well, for one, I think the visual aspects of having incomplete projects aided to that. And as a caveat of that is that goes over into, okay, are they fiscally responsible? Okay, are they doing things above the table? And so it goes on and on. And you go down this what could be a valid rabbit hole for the community. So I think it starts right there. I think it starts right there because they will. What I've heard is, okay, I'm not being heard. You're doing things without really considering. And so part of that, it goes back to your question. So it's key. So for me, I like educating. Yeah. I like training. So for example, last Thursday, I took them through, hey, zoning 101. What happens if you come and you need to request a zoning? I took them through that so that they can see how it works, at a novice level, which is fine, but also for them to see opportunities for them to engage in the process. So to me, I think they're missing that. And sometimes it literally is as simple as keeping me informed. Can you just share with me what's going on? I don't expect them to know in depth like I do, but I can break it down to a level where they can understand and feel comfortable when they hear me say something behind those desks. They will know, okay, I have a pretty good understanding of what's going on and why. So that's a big piece which I've heard, at least throughout our district and throughout the city. So the unfinished projects, and then just competency. And again, this is just what I've heard. This is what they want: competency, whatever that looks like for anyone. I'm concerned with Antonio right now. What my district is telling me, we want to see competency, and it's around Fayetteville. Again, it's not at any knock on any council member.
I want the bench strength, because having run for commissioner recently, I've been in tune with what the county's doing, and this council that's about to get elected in the city of Fayetteville has the real potential to be the turd in the punch bowl and really screw us up for 15 years. I'm sorry, guys, but
what a visual.
Thanks. I did. It just came right into my head. I'm like, I'm back at Caddyshack watching a baby Ruth float across the water.
I mean, I think, Antonio, I think you understand the importance as a realtor and a business person here in Fayetteville. We have certain projects that are quality of life with the tennis center. I know we have more splash pads to build, stuff like that. But I mean, when we get people that want to move here to live, work, and play in Fayetteville, we need a fire station. We need the tennis courts. And
we do. No,
if this group of people doesn't go in there with a forward-thinking mindset, it will stymie us for 15 years.
Yeah.
That's how long it'll take to rebuild the momentum that the previous 1 or 2, 3 councils have put together.
Well, part of that is part of the reason I'm running. Again, is no knock. I'm talking about Antonio. For me, just like on a job, if you are changing over management, there is a period of time where there is an opportunity. Let me be optimistic and say it like that. There's an opportunity that you can grab, and it can go either way. So you're right. So I'm not dispelling that. It literally can go either way, depending on who's there. Number one. Number two, how willingly you are to work with each other. Because again, people ask us in the forums, what's your plan? What's your plan? And I get it, because you want to be informed. However, in reality, there cannot be 10 separate visions.
No.
We're guided by the strategic plan of the city. So somewhere in all of our strategies and plans, we have to pull ourselves back in and say, okay, we're sure going to fight for our districts, but at what point can we collaborate and come together to do that? And so one of the things I believe I know I bring to the table is the fact that I have some experience, because a lot of people, not necessarily those that are running now, I'm just talking about in general, whether it's state, local, federal, they lack a proper perspective of what it really entails to run for office, not just run, but to be in any seat.
Right.
It is a lot of work. It is a lot of preparation.
If you're going to do it right.
Right.
If you're going to do it right.
Right, absolutely. And so that goes back to what you were saying. And
you forgot one. Humility.
Somebody said in the chat, humility seems to be a rare trait in public officials and candidates.
I didn't read the chat. I just came up with
Well, I'm just saying that somebody said that. And so I asked, are you saying that he is humble, he being Antonio, and is that a good trait for public service?
Gotcha.
I'm waiting for him to answer.
Sorry, I didn't read that comment, but thank you for that.
Fine.
You're welcome.
So I'll say again, when I'll put humility and meekness are along. They're separate, but they're close. So I'm meek, but not weak. Again,
I never saw you as meek. I mean, you keep saying that. That's like,
I was going to say, I don't see
I
you.
am. I'm just very, they say that, I don't know how true it is.
You would be the guy getting in between me and somebody I'm yelling at. That'd be you. See, I'd be the big mouth over here, and then you would be the one like, all right, guys, come on, calm down, Yeah. But I've never seen you as a meek individual. I see you as a leader. I see you as knowledgeable for your field. And I mean, hell, we've done business together.
Yes.
I mean, we've referred clients. I mean, you won't work with just anybody, and neither will I.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I just outed you. Like maybe, I don't know. He does business with this guy or whatever. But
that is true.
But I mean, that is a testament to his credibility, his integrity there.
Okay, so I have a question.
Go ahead.
So you're going along, Antonio, living your life. What made you decide to stop and rerun for office?
Wow, it's purpose. If I can put one word, I'm deeply rooted in my faith, and I believe we all are destined. We're here on earth for a reason, which spills over into different purposes and things of that nature. But for me, I always knew I was called to the governmental realm, for lack of a better word. Just the time back then, I was really involved with my two sons. They were involved in sports. They played overseas for the United States. They just were extremely involved. And so for me, sorry, wait a minute. Sorry. To see my father doing as much as he did.
Right.
How he could with 12 children. You know,
yeah.
I don't have anything against my parents. So don't anybody say, oh, I don't. But for me, it's progression.
Right.
What he did, his father couldn't do. So he pushed that on me. Not pushed it, but he instilled in me, you do better than me. And so one of the things I wanted to give more time when they were in sports and things of that nature. And so for me, I'm not going to involve myself in anything unless I have the time to do it. And so when they were in high school, senior year, I said, okay, I heard God really saying, okay, you need to start shifting. And so that's when I started really getting involved in committees and things of that nature, serving as a state political coordinator with NCR, involving ourselves on the county level.
Have you served on city boards and commissions? Have you served in any of those?
I have. Was vice chair of our planning committee. Sat on that for two or 3 years. Our North Carolina Public Safety Juvenile Crime Prevention Council, for short, JCPC, for Cumberland County. For Cumberland County, I've served as the vice chair, but I've served on that committee, probably 6 years or so. It's been a long time. But yes, I'm involved because for me it's important. I just literally had left a meeting with someone to share that same information, and what I was telling them was get involved. Not before, it's not a prerequisite, that
is exactly my point. Be seasoned. Have some idea of how this stuff works before you get out here and pontificate and how you're going to make it better. When you don't even know how you don't know how the sausage is getting made, and you want to tell me how to make better sausage.
That's valid. That's
on the top of my mind. My mom gave me some.
It's valid. I would highly encourage, because they asked how can I get involved, and that was the first thing I said. Get involved. Case in point, to bring this home, the city allotted probably, I think it was between $6,000 and $8,000 specifically for marketing community members, because we have an issue with people serving on boards and staying on board. So we have a plethora of opportunity. What is the scripture that the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few? We need some laborers. And so that part I would highly encourage. But that was one of the reasons, because again, that was just my path. But I believe it was important to know, again, you said it, at least how things somewhat work. Because one thing, and this is me, I would never, like I'm on here with you all, you're going to be doing a lot of interviews. The last thing I am going to present to the public is that I'm ignorant, meaning not knowing, or seeming as if I'm just clueless, where I am putting things on the city that's really the county or the state or just that's where I will not project, because to me you're always telling your story to the public. This is what you're getting in your representation, and I don't know anyone that does not want good representation.
You know who you remind me of? Morgan Freeman. The way you speak, the way he's always shown such class whenever he speaks, and that's what you remind me of.
I appreciate
that.
His dad did a good job.
Yeah.
And it's genuine. And again, you're gonna, and I know you know even more so. People will, again, when you're genuine, it's like, man, you get so many attacks. Not that it doesn't bother me. Trust me, it does not. What did I tell you? Don't let the smooth taste fool you.
Yeah.
It does. It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me. But at the same time, it's like, where have we gone if you see genuineness, authenticity as being problematic? That speaks to a larger issue. But answer your question, I have served on some boards and commissions, and I enjoyed doing it. And again, I have how I got here. I have the time. I have the time commitment. I have the passion, and I just want to help people. I see a lot of potential here in Fayetteville. Again, I know we've had conversations some time ago about how we missed years ago I-95 and just things like that. And so I don't want us to miss too many more opportunities, to be honest.
Well, we do have an opportunity. One of our listeners is asking some questions.
Hey.
And he says, do you believe in always improving, leaving it better than you found it, and recognizing that if someone else may be better suited for the task?
That is powerful, and I 100% believe in that. If you go back when in 21, 22, I made a statement, I'm a bridge. And people are like, what did you mean? Sometimes you're there to construct the bridge, do the hard work, whatever that looks like, and then you step aside and say, hey, come on, let me pass the baton to you. And I think at some point in time, and I'll say this tongue-in-cheek, but it's just the truth. At some point in time, I think we outweigh our utility. We can be effective for whatever amount of years. I'm not saying anything about terms, all that, whatever floats your boat.
We'll talk about it. You keep going. You keep going.
But at some point in time, you have to say, okay, I've done what I need to do.
It's time to move
Where's
on.
my Joshua?
Well,
where's my person I need to really...
And I really want to give our listener credit, but I have zero idea how to say his name, and I would hate to butcher his name.
I saw that, yeah. I'm not trying either.
Kuna Yuhani, maybe? Maybe you could put it in there.
I think Kuna.
Okay.
Kuna.
Yeah, but that's excellent.
Yeah. No, and Antonio, to speak to that point, it's not just about your utility. You exceeded your utility, but don't you want to preserve your legacy as an elected and say, this person did some really good things, but now it's time to rest and let someone be bridged to the next generation or the next, whether that's a generation XYZ or that's just another person that can continue to pick up the baton and run.
That is true, because I believe in this, regardless of what position it is, leave while they want you.
There you go.
It's okay to leave at the top of your game.
Yeah,
didn't Michael Jordan get out at the top of his game?
Come on. And some people will not understand, but again, it goes to purpose, because sometimes that man, not sometimes, he will always see further along than us. And I've went through that. I was at a job, and I was excelling, doing extremely well. I've got accolade from CDC. I mean, I was really doing well, and God said, it's over. I fought it, you all, because I was like, no, no, it's not it. But you know what I did? He said, look back at what you did. And what I did, I trained myself out of a job. Every last one of my employees with the State Department of Health and Human Services went on to be supervisors, working with CDC, Health Direct. I trained myself out. And it was just natural, because when he told me, he was like, it's okay. You've trained them. Leave. I have something else. So that's an excellent question. And I think it does not have anything to do with your perception of, I don't want people to leave them this way or leave them that way. Let me look right here. We are not the only person that can do that job.
Mm-hmm.
We're not.
Excellent.
So that was an excellent question. So just be okay and just keep going and pay it forward and help somebody. Please minister to them and mentor them, as I like to say.
Well, Antonio Jones, running for City Council of Fayetteville District 3. Tell us how we can find more about you.
Absolutely. You can find us on the website at www.antoniojones4nc.com. That's FORNC. Again, www.antoniojones4nc.com. On Facebook, the only official page is Committee to Elect Antonio Jones. That's before and after District 3 puts me in that seat.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Well, Antonio, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you for being here on the cabinet this evening in the live stream. And to our listeners, we're going to take a short break. We're going to end this live and come back here in about 10 minutes. See you soon.